Today, we're configuring the Legal Request Management module in ServiceNow. If you've tried to implement other new modules in ServiceNow, then you know it can be frustrating searching the internet for exactly what you need to do. This is not a long-form over-detailed tutorial. This is step-by-step from plugin install to configuration that any developer can follow. So let's get started. Enabling Legal Request Management. Let's start by enabling the Legal Request Management plugin. Up in the top left, let's click All to open the Application Navigator. In the search bar, we'll type Plugins and then select Plugins. From here, let's search for Legal Request Management. We'll open the application, review the details, and then click Install. For this example, I'll be loading the demo data so we have something to work with. The install can take a couple of minutes, so we'll give that a moment. Once it's installed, ServiceNow enables the core legal request tables, workflows, and portal experiences for us. Legal Request Management Application Scope. Before we do any configuration, let's make sure we're working in the correct application scope. Up in the top right corner, let's click the Application selector. We'll search for Legal Request Management, and then click on the application name to switch scopes. Configuring Practice Areas. Now let's configure our practice areas, which define how legal work is organized. In the top left, let's click All again to open the Application Navigator. We'll type Practice Area in the search and select Practice Area. From here, let's click New to create a new practice area record. We'll name this practice area Contracts. We'll make sure Active is set to True. The Service Catalog category field determines where intake forms for this practice area appear in the Legal Service portal. We'll come back to this shortly. Let's add a description, and then we'll click Submit. Every legal request tied to this practice area will now follow consistent routing, reporting, and ownership. Assigning practice area leads. Next, let's assign our practice area leads. We'll reopen the Contracts practice area we just created. In the Practice Area Leads related list, let's click Edit. Here, we can select the users who will oversee this work. These users have the SN_LG_ops.legal_fulfiller role, which comes from the out-of-the-box Legal Practice Area Leads group. We'll select our users and save the record. These users can now manage and assign incoming legal requests for this practice area, creating legal service portal categories. Now let's create our portal category so employees can see the legal services. In the Application Navigator, let's type Legal Catalog, and then select Maintain Categories. We'll click New to create a new category. We'll title it Contracts and Agreements. The catalog will be Legal Operations Catalog. Let's add a description and make sure Active is set to True. Now we'll click Submit. Next, let's go back to our practice area. Once we're back on the Contracts practice area, we'll update the Service Catalog category field with our new category. To save, we'll right-click at the top of the screen and select Save. Now employees will be able to discover legal services in the portal under this category. Creating an intake form. Next, let's define how employees submit requests. We'll go back to the Application Navigator, type Practice Area, and open the Contracts practice area again. In the related list, under the Intake Forms tab, we'll see where all intake forms for this practice area live. Let's click New to create a new form. For the name, we'll call this NDA Review Request. The practice area is already set to Contracts. Let's add a short description. Request legal review for an NDA. Under Record Producer, we can choose whether this creates a legal request or a legal matter. We'll leave it set to Request. For the Request Record Producer, we could create a new one, but for this example, we'll use one that was created as part of the sample data. The Options field allows us to select configurations that alter the default behavior of the legal request case. We are also able to create custom options modifying the case functionality to meet business needs. To save, let's right-click at the top and select Save. Configuring subcategories, assignment rules, and SLAs. Now, when we scroll down to the related lists, we can configure a few key things. This is where we define the subcategories used to classify the request when the intake form is submitted. The SLAs tab is where we can configure the SLAs that define the target response and/or resolution time metric for the related legal request when this intake form is submitted. The Assignment Rule tab contains the assignment rules that control how requests are routed when they are submitted. Please note that for the assignment rule to appear here, its conditions must contain the category that corresponds with this intake form. All of this ties directly to how the request behaves after submission. Putting it all together. Now let's see everything working end to end. I've opened the intake form we just created, logged in as our employee Alex, who's a warehouse manager. I've given Alex the legal user role so he can submit legal service requests. Let's fill out the form and submit it. Now that the form is submitted, let's switch perspectives and view this as Aaron, our practice area lead. The practice area lead can open the Legal Counsel Center by clicking Workspace at the top and selecting Legal Counsel Center. Now that we have the Legal Counsel Center open, Aaron can click here to view the submitted legal request. Here we see the details of the request. We can select a subcategory. We can see that the assignment group is Legal Practice Area Lead. This is in accordance to the assignment rule I created earlier. On the Task SLA tab, we'll see the Task SLA that I had configured. Conclusion. And that's it. We've walked through enabling legal request management, configuring practice areas, creating intake forms, and seeing the full process in action. If this video saved you time, like and subscribe for more practical ServiceNow how-tos built for real developers.